Hi, everyone. Welcome to Primetime TV Show. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is my co-host, Dennis Kelly. Hi.
Hi.
We're back again.
Yes, back again.
How's your throat today?
It's still there.
It's still there, but you sound a whole lot better.
I feel a lot better.
That's right. See, that's what happens when we detox and try to get rid of all the nasty chemicals in our body, and then you feel better afterwards.
Too much too soon.
I guess so. But thank you for joining us, everyone. We're very excited about our show because we try to make each show a little bit different. Today, though, we are going to touch on a few things that just might tap into your heartstrings when it comes to health and health of the mind, body, and spirit. You know, we talk about our Primetime TV show and why we called it Primetime, and it's really about giving you a chance and us a chance to talk about living the best time in our prime anytime. Make sense?
That's right. Well, the first day of the rest of our life.
It really is, and it can be any day for each one of you. We talk about happiness, and I posted on Facebook, I wanted us to talk about how to prime our happiness meter. You know, happiness means different things to different people. It might mean the latest electronic devices, or it might mean finding a new love or a new job or whatever. What does happiness mean to you?
Well, first of all, the biggest lie is when I get this, I'll be happy. When I meet that right person, I'll be happy. When I own this new home, I'll be happy. That is the biggest lie in the universe. The key, the secret, is to be happy, learn to be happy in spite of things rather than because of things. Because happiness, when you win the lottery or get the home, it's a temporary happiness. But the true happiness does not come from the outside, it comes from the inside. Deciding that you want to be happy. That's very easy. But yet, the fact that it's very easy, people just succumb to thinking about what they don't have rather than appreciating what they do have.
So it goes right back to gratitude.
Gratitude, an attitude of gratitude.
That's right.
My favorite and your favorite saying.
I know. If we say that once a day, we must say it a gazillion times
We never get sick of saying it.
You know, we really don't, because there's always something to be grateful for. And when you're grateful, it just points out so many things to be happy about. I mean, just waking up on this side of the dirt is one thing to be happy about. Knowing you have a special someone in your life and being blessed, and that helps. And to be healthy. You know, there's so many people. In fact, you remember the story of your friend Lee. So many people have all the material things. They have the wealth. They have lots of money in the bank. But you know what? If you don't have your health, what good is all of that? We just finished an article that goes out into one of the local magazines, and it just came to me as I was thinking, and you were thinking about how people really focus on paying attention to those people who have made it big in their pocketbook. They have gobs of money in the bank, and that's who we gravitate towards to see what it is. What were their secrets? Because after all, doesn't that mean everything is to be a millionaire or a billionaire? But then I got to thinking, what about those of us who are happy in spite of things, like you were just saying, and maybe we don't have as much money in the bank, but you know what? We've risen above various hardships, various challenges. And I think there's a whole lot to be said about that, because we can certainly speak to that personally. When you can rise above different things that happen to you, different people, different situations that come into your life, there's got to be some value, some degree of wealth in all of that. Why does it always have to be dollar figures?
Yeah, so many people, they give up their health to gain their wealth. They work, they toil, they slave, only to have to give up their wealth to regain their health, and all they get is an early grave. That's so sad. They retire for their golden years, and the golden years become their rust years. So the key thing is find out the rust removers.
You know, that is really true. You know, we talk about the golden years. Well, what kind of golden years do we have if we're feeling down or depressed, or we don't have enough energy, especially to get down on the floor and play with your grandchildren like I did yesterday? Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And you know what? I was able to do that. I was able to stay right up with this little 8-month-old, and he kept surprising me 1 minute right after another. And you know what? That's what I want to set an example for, is my family, my grandchildren. to be able to pass on some really good tips to nutrition and health and exercise and de-stressing, detoxing those awful stress factors. We were going to share a little bit of the, I don't want to call it bad news, I just want to say challenging news about what happens when we are stressed out. My husband, Dennis Kelly, happens to be a certified nutritionist, sport nutritionist and personal trainer, among many other titles that he carries. And you more than anyone else have this way of explaining what happens to our body when it begins to break down as a result of the ravaging effects of stress. Could you do that for us?
Well, yeah, and you know, the sad thing about it is people really, it's hard for them to grasp the idea that stress can be so damaging. In 90 to 95%, the experts say this, people way even above my pay grade, say that that 90 to 95% of all illness and people ending up on the surgeon's table is a result of stress. And it's not the stress that does it, it's the perception of whatever the stress brings. The best explanation I've ever heard came from Heart Math Institute when I was certified to be a heart math coach. That when our perceptions of our life's events do not meet up with our expectations and we fail to manage the results. In other words, when our perceptions of our life's events do not meet up with what we expect of them, we end up failing to manage the results. We end up being disappointed and not looking for the silver lining in any black cloud. And there is one. It's looking for if it's a bad thing, what can I learn from this? So if there's a bad thing that happened that stresses you out, to de-stress from it is just think about, well, there must be some good in this bad thing. What, did it teach me a lesson? Did it give me more knowledge? And things like that. It's the way you look at it. And the interesting thing about the research on stress, it's documented, it's not hearsay. For example, the University of London School of Medicine did one of the most intense studies on the damaging effects of stress. Over a period of 20 years, with hundreds and hundreds of participants, they came to the conclusion that unmanaged mental and emotional reaction to stress has more of a danger bearing on smoking and eating high cholesterol foods. In other words, put quite simply, not managing your stress emotionally and mentally gives you the chance of getting cancer, heart disease, more so than if you smoked and ate high cholesterol food. Now, it's very profound. However, I don't recommend smoking and eating high cholesterol foods once you learn how to handle stress, because that's another form of stress. That's a physical stress, which in turn creates a mental stress, which in turn creates a physical stress. And you know, that's why so many seniors, I live here in Florida, where there are more seniors in Florida than any other state in the union, I believe. Anyway, and most of the seniors, they're the ones first to complain in line at a cafeteria waiting for the food. And a lot of people don't understand why the average senior, on the average I say, is grouchy.
They don't feel good.
They don't feel good, right? They don't feel good.
They've got aches and pains.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel when I don't feel good. It's not pretty.
But that's so seldom.
It is very seldom. But when I do, I guess because I feel good pretty much 99.9% of the time, when I have those moments, you know, I don't like that, because I like to spoil myself with feeling really great. You mentioned something about people and, you know, when they're stressed out. Don't you find that a lot of people just go through life and just accepting the stress and not thinking twice about the fact that they do have a choice to do something about that? And going back to your definition of stress, the perception. Isn't perception everything?
Oh, absolutely. And there's a thing called eustress. That's a good form of stress. Stress isn't all bad. That's a stress of accomplishing a goal, crossing the marathon at the finish line. And, you know, so many type of eustresses can be good because they're stresses that help us grow, help us, you know, educate ourselves. But the sad part about stress is it creeps up on you. You don't realize there are two really main forms of stress: acute stress and chronic stress. Acute stress is the normal everyday stressors that we get, and those things are not serious. But then when we dwell on certain things like an angry thought held for a couple days, or the fact that it's not fair, it's not right, we carry these thoughts on our mind, then it turns into what we call chronic stress. And it's like a devil in the dark, because it sneaks up on us. And the threshold of stress, we wake up in the morning at a higher threshold than we went to bed with the day before. And as a result, we're not aware of it. And all of a sudden, when we start getting sick, all of a sudden when we start getting ailments, when we start aging prematurely, it's the results of that accumulation of stress. And a lot of it is the physical stress. A lot of it is the toxins that build up in the body as we age. One of the things that causes premature death is biosludge, the accumulation of more toxins than we release. So part of the secret of stress is, first of all, work on your physical body. Work on detoxifying, working on taking the right supplements, eating the right food. Then it's easier to have the mental and emotional stress. Find out things that you like to do. Take each day in the morning when you wake up, picture your day being blissful, picture your day being abundant, and also pick something that you're looking forward to. Instead of concentrating on what you don't want to do that day, focus on the things you do want to do.
You know, there's a lot of truth to that, and I know you're very good about that. I try to be as much as I can, but I think when I wake up in the morning, I hit the ground running. I'm not one of those cranky individuals before I have my coffee. Am I?
No. You're doing well. Hanging around me long enough, you'll do even better.
But you taught me everything I know.
You know, it's a simple, almost stupid thing. I say stupid because most people think what I'm about to say is stupid. For example, I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. I love football.
Really?
Oh, really? Yeah. So what stimulates me, in one sense, I don't want to die today because I want to see what the next Packer season is going to be like. You know, and it's picking things that you really look forward to, because there's so many things we have to do in life that we really don't want to do. But the way that I recommend changing that in my seminars is, don't think about that. In other words, don't have two words you don't want to have to relate anything that you're going to be doing. I have to do this, or I got to do this, or I need to do this. Those things are crippling. They're stressors in itself. Just to say I have to, I need to, I got to. You don't have to do anything except pay your taxes and breathe. The key thing is what I get to do. Just like I used to tell all my employees, when you walk up to the front door to turn the knob to walk into our business, think about that you get to do this today, not have to do it today. Now, those are little mind games, but the mind is an interesting thing, because when you start programming the mind, then it programs the subconscious mind. Then every time, even if you're not thinking about it, you walk up to the door, you grab the door and turn the knob to walk into the place that you're going to be working at all day, spending 8 to 10 hours, sometimes more than that. There's a good feeling.
Yeah.
You have to relate walking through that door as a good thing, not a bad thing. And these are a play of words, but their words are so very powerful. Martin Seligman wrote, not Martin Seligman, I'm sorry, Shad Helmstetter. Martin Seligman wrote another good book, Learned Optimism. But Shad Helmstetter wrote a great book, What Do I Say When I Talk to Myself?
Yes.
We talk to ourselves about 60 to 65,000 words a day, and about 15 to 20,000 words verbally. And women always talk about 3,000 or 4,000 more words a day than men. Did you know that? I know you're about 50,000 words a day, but that's good. It's all good things. And it's what that total conversation that's going through our head that could print several books. It's that conversation that we're talking to ourselves that determines upon who we are.
You know, it's true.
What we're thinking about today will be tomorrow. What we're thinking about tomorrow will be the next day. What we thought about yesterday will be today. One thing I tell everybody in my seminar, the past does not equal the future.
Oh, that is so true. You know, that I have that burned into my brain, and I think that's where a lot of us have really gotten hung up, is we live in the past. Now, don't get me wrong, I like to live in the past with some of those really great, wonderful things.
That's different, though.
That is different.
That's different.
But when we hang on to the negative stuff, and I do mean stuff, and I will be the first one to say that I've done that, not so much anymore, because I know how debilitating it is and how it does affect the health of our cells.
Yeah, one angry thought. The experts have actually researched this. True, one angry thought held for 5 minutes or more can lower your immune system, your IgA level, which is your first line of defense in your immune system, for 6 to 8 hours, for a full day. Just that angry thought, something that happened 10 years ago. And it could be a worry thought. It could be an angry thought. It could be an unfair thought, you know, it's been unfair what they did to me. But that is what ages us. That is what really, in fact, sometimes, you know, I start off a lot of my seminars, would you rather be late for work or chased by a lion?
I don't want to be chased by a lion.
Well, the thing is, you might be better off. You might be better off by being chased by the lion, because if you get away from the lion, then you're not stressed anymore. But when you're late for work, then somebody gets on your case because that isn't done, and then that starts a cascade of different things. By the time you get home, you want to kick the cat, shout at the kids, scream at the wife, because it's something that didn't get out of your system.
That's true.
Then that keeps it. It's like acid dripping in the system. It's like acid dripping in our body.
Excuse me. You know who I don't want to get chased by?
Who?
Besides a lion?
Who?
Our producer. It's time to take a break.
Oh! Well, you know, it's hard to shut up with so much exciting things to talk about.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. Our time goes really fast here during prime time, so stick around, get a favorite beverage, and we'll see you back right after this. We're going to give you some solutions to live a happier primetime life anytime. We'll be right back after this.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Hi, I'm Derek Brooks, former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During my NFL career, I realized the importance of giving back and started my foundation, Derek Brooks Charities. We help Tampa Bay youth prepare for a successful life through our college prep and mentoring programs. Our goal is to see youth excel academically and develop strong characters and be better citizens for tomorrow. To further our mission, we've teamed up with Fun Night, a company that gives members access to thousands of nationwide discounts on products and services they buy every day. These include entertainment, retail purchases, dining, and travel. Best of all, 33% of every membership fee goes to the charity of your choice. We love being able to save our supporters money while giving them a unique opportunity to support our charitable work in the community. I invite you to consider using Fun Night to save money and give back to your favorite cause. Visit www.funnight.us to sign up now and get a free 30-day trial. Save money, help others with Fun Night, and support Derek Brooks Charities.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today. This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
The environment here is really kid-friendly, family-friendly. The parents are welcome to watch.
It's definitely been a different atmosphere since Dr. Becerra has come on. It's very inviting and welcoming, and the children just enjoy coming here all around.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Mortgages don't need to be complicated. At Norcom, we're here to guide you through the process. By following our tried and true path to success, we make homes happen. To get started, give us a call or apply online. A trusted mortgage consultant will reach out to you to find out what your goals are. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, we are dedicated to helping you achieve your goals. At Norcom, we'll provide a best-in-class customer experience. Once a plan is established, your mortgage consultant will analyze your income, assets, and credit profile in order to customize a plan for you. If you're planning on moving in the next few years, we might suggest an adjustable rate mortgage to be the best option for you. If you're a veteran, we'll get you started on a VA loan with 0% down. And if you're thinking long-term, a 30-year fixed loan might be your best fit. Our professionals are up to date on market trends and will help you make the best decision in choosing your rate. After we've found the program that's best for you, we'll then need to collect some information, including pay stubs, bank statements, and tax forms. Our underwriting team steers a loan through the approval process to verify that all the information you've provided is correct. As the underwriting process is taking place, an appraisal is ordered to determine the value of your home. A professional, local appraiser specializing in your area will determine the home's value. The last leg of this journey is closing your loan. While taking care of any last-minute details, our closing team will work on scheduling your closing date and location. It's that simple. Thank you for taking some time to walk through the mortgage path with us. Remember, we're always here to answer any questions you may have. It may seem intimidating, but here at Norcom Mortgage, we make homes happen.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into Prime Time. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and my other host here is Dennis Kelly, my husband, best friend, life coach. Shall I go on?
No, that's good.
Sound good?
Otherwise, we'd never leave.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. We were talking about happiness and priming your happiness meter so that you can live the best primetime life anytime. And that's so true. You know, people wonder, well, what is prime time? When you think about the word prime, it has a very upbeat connotation to it, right?
That's absolutely correct.
And we were talking about we want to live in the golden years rather than the rusty years. And we were also talking about what stress does for our bodies, and certainly it is not very helpful to us. So in the rest of the show, what we're going to do is give you some solutions that have helped us. We certainly don't make any claims, and everyone will certainly get different results, but you got to remember to do some of these things too. We're going to show you some exercises after our next break that will definitely show you how you can center, calm down anytime, right on the spot, and put stress in its tracks. And that's because of you and what you know and what you're teaching everybody, and with our Tai Chi and Qi Kung program and the various exercises that are just so simple and easy. You know, let's go back and talk about the stress factor and what happens. From a physiological, physical, psychological state, from your experience, and you've been working with a lot of people with all kinds of different issues. What do you find? I mean, can you just tell us what happens to our body? What happens to our cells once we start really breaking down?
Well, it's a whole cascade of events. We call it the flight or fight chemicals. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, or fight or flight hormones, you know. And what happens is, when there's a stressful situation, the hippocampus sends a message to the hypothalamus. It's called CRF, corticotropin releasing factor. Then the hypothalamus, when it sends it to the pituitary, then the pituitary sends it to the adrenal glands, and he sends a thing called corticotropin. Now already the adrenal glands are putting out things like insulin and cortisol and all these things to help us fight better, run faster. But the problem is during our everyday type of life, we're not genetically engineered to handle this many stressful situations. Like when you say back in our caveman days, when a tiger was chasing a caveman, he had two things to do: one, to fight or flight. And it was very simple. Then either the tiger ate the caveman or the caveman killed the tiger, and then they had, of course, a good time because then they had food. So there wasn't that much complication with that system. But in our system now, what happens is The hippocampus sends a message to the hypothalamus then sends a message to the pituitary, sends corticotropin to the adrenal glands on top of the liver, the kidneys. And then what happens is you are able to do that event to save your life a lot better. But the problem is when the stress keeps coming, then the hippocampus starts running out of the substance to be able to have the hypothalamus stop sending the corticotropin to the pituitary. So as a result, this whole thing, what happens is then you're not producing any adrenal, you're not producing any cortisol, you're not producing any corticotropin. And then of course, that's even worse than too much in some cases because you have no energy then. That's when the cells are susceptible to disease because the cells are firing on a low level like a dimmer switch. They're at the lowest level that they can. There isn't any energy, there isn't anything to make you want to get up and go, and that's where all disease is invited in. It's a whole cascade of events. So when you reach a stressful situation, you have 2 minutes to replace that thought with a caring, loving thought. That's so important. You can't get rid of a negative thought by saying, I'm not going to think this negative. What you have to do is replace it with a caring, loving thought, and a thought that makes you feel good when you think about it. And that takes practice. In fact, at Heart Math Institute, they call it freeze frame. There's a whole system. One of these times on our show, we'll go and teach everybody out there the system. But it's very simple to start with. Just replace an angry thought. Remember, you got 2 minutes because after 5 minutes, all the chemicals are going in the body. They're starting to do some damage. So up until 5 minutes, you're safe. But the key thing is don't wait for the 5 minutes. Replace it within 2 minutes.
That, what you just said, is what changed my life forever. When I met my husband, he was in the process of writing his book, The 6 Steps to the Fountain of Youth. And of course, I volunteered to set an example. And when he said that to me, 5 minutes of an angry thought would dump between 6, 7, 8 hours of harmful chemicals in the body. If you stop and think about how many 5 minutes of angry thoughts, unforgiving thoughts, whatever, jealousy thoughts, hateful thoughts, mean thoughts, all negative thoughts in one day. Can you imagine how many hours and hours and hours and hours that would go into the body? That changed my thought process. It was amazing. And even to this day, I think about that, so I try not to go. And in fact, we have this little banter joke back and forth. And if I'm upset about something, I'll go on about it. I'll go, did I go past the 2 minutes? And he'll remind me. Or if I'm approaching the 2 minutes and then going to go past that, he gives me the dad look. He gives me this look like, you really want to go there? And I just know I got to stop, do some deep breathing, and replace those thoughts with a caring and loving thought. You know, life is not perfect, but like you were saying in our first segment, it's all about the perception. Life's perception to various events in this world. It's all about perception. You can have 2 people that will hear one phrase, one sentence, one word even, and they can have 2 completely, totally different meanings. Is that right?
Well, you take, for example, I will not go on a roller coaster. I mean, if you try to get me on Space Mountain at Disney World, Disneyland, Disney World, I would be putting what we call, I would be releasing interleukin-6, which is a very harmful hormone, and a lot of adrenaline. I'd probably have a heart attack. Somebody sitting next to me, like yourself, if you enjoyed it, and really looking forward to it and enjoy going down a roller coaster or Space Mountain, then you'd be putting interleukin-2, which is nature's greatest cancer hormone, preventing hormone. It takes about $40,000 to produce a drop of it in the laboratory. So one person releasing interleukin-2, feeling really good, protecting themselves against cancer. The other person is releasing interleukin-6, and you're producing all the bad chemicals. Same situation, just all the perception.
Exactly. 2 people going down a roller coaster. You used that in a seminar recently, I think, and that's a really good analogy to that. But it's true. It's all about perception, and going back to Chad Helmstedter's book, Choices. It's all about the choices we make, and we have the choice to choose whatever choices we choose to make. Did that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. It makes a lot of sense. And it's what you think about, you bring about. The mind is such a powerful force. But there's something that's even more powerful in the mind, and most people don't realize this. It's the heart. Because inside the heart is a brain. Research proven it. And what happens is we're more affected by what goes on in the heart. So when you start having a caring, loving thought, that comes from the heart. When you have an angry thought, a fearful thought, that comes from the brain, from the little thing called the amygdala in the center of our brain. It's trying to protect us from the negative things in life. And the unfortunate thing is our mind seeks negative things more for our self-preservation than the positive things.
Is that for protection?
Yeah. And the thing is, the amygdala is outdated. We don't need that now. There's so many concept changes, it confuses the amygdala. So the key thing is when there's a negative thing happening, I tell you what I do, and I learned from several of the seminars I was attending. I don't remember exactly who was the seminar director, but this is all really documented stuff, good stuff, that throughout the day, it's hard to think about how you're thinking. In other words, if I was to control my thinking every hour, every 15 minutes to be positive, you'd spend your whole day thinking about what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
So what I recommend doing is every so many minutes, every hour, how do I feel? Check, how do I feel emotionally? Mainly I'm talking about spiritually and emotionally. So if you don't feel good, if you feel irritated, so what is it that's irritating me? And then get over it. Replace it with a caring, loving thought. Because that way you can monitor yourself. So I know that if there's only two emotions, love and fear, so it fits in either one of the two. So either I'm in love or I'm in fear. Or you could be what they call flatlining, where you're not in love or fear or anything. Problem with flatlining is you're susceptible to anything. In other words, there's an old saying, how did that go now? I've got a senior moment there. Oh, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. There we go.
I've heard that one.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall. So when you're flatlining, you're not standing for anything. You're not in love. You're not in fear. You're just sort of vacillating between the two of them. So if you don't stand for something, if you don't have a wonderful philosophy, a thinking mechanism that can help you feel better, then you'll fall for anything. So what you want to do is think about the flatlining and think about going in the positive end of the world, say 5 or 6 levels up, or you can go into the negative world 5 or 6 levels down. So it's dwelling in the positive, but checking about how I feel, so you're dwelling there. Because you don't want to be at a level 5 constant. That's the highest level, because you'll exhaust yourself.
That's what I did yesterday.
You can be overexcited.
I was overexcited with eustress with that stinking cute little grandson of mine yesterday.
Yeah, and you wore yourself out.
I wore myself. I do it every time.
And you're more susceptible to disease then, too.
Yeah.
So in the martial art world and the philosophy of Buddha, you learn to balance yourself. You learn, if you're excited about something, don't just waste all the energy. Just allow yourself to enjoy it. And when you need to be excited, so to deliver a speech or something, that's a whole different ballgame.
Sure.
Because you control that.
The thing is balance is really keeping the balance. And that, it sounds easy to do, but it really isn't. We're not taught the concepts in school about, the choices and all that. I don't know what they're teaching the schools today, because I've been out for so long, but it just seems like we had to work on our own personal growth and development and come up with our own ideas by making the right choices on how to live in a complicated, unhealthy world. And I'll tell you, we have really found a lot of the answers that have worked for us. And as we continue during our primetime show, we want to share those with you. We want you to contact us. We have a whole big plan for you, planned out all the way through 2015, 2016. We have more than enough information to share with you. We're doing local events and all as well in helping you understand about heart coherence. In fact, there's a whole global initiative out there to help make this a better world. We are part of it, and so are you, and so you can be, just by taking one day at a time, one heart at a time, and doing some of the little simple exercises that we will help you with. Now, we have a break coming up, and when we come back, we're going to talk about getting physical. Remember the song, Getting Physical? Well, we're going to be talking about that because I know that's in your book, in your movie, in your sport manual, and everything about getting physical. Why? it's good for us, and how you don't have to really break out into an unbelievable sweat, pound the pavement, do all this hard stomping aerobics to get some really good results because of the Tai Chi, the Qi Kong, the deep breathing, and you're going to actually teach us a few moves today.
Yes.
You've been asking for them.
Just recently, Dr. Oz made a statement. You know, Dr. Oz, famous doctor who was on the Oprah show and so on. He said, you want to live to be 100? Do Qi Kong. And when we come back, I will explain to you why Qi Kong and Tai Chi, by far, without any shadow of a doubt, the best exercise in the world for longevity, for really reducing stress down to zero, and to really build up the good part of our thoughts and positive, because the whole key thing is in the focus and concentration. You know, there's an old saying that when you give your attention to something, that is the weapon of the super warrior. Attention develops concentration. Concentration develops spiritual power, and spiritual power is the mightiest force in existence. Nothing good can ever be accomplished. No goals can ever be made unless you learn how to focus. And it seemed like the older we get, the less we're able to focus, because everything is focused for us. TV, our computer. The key thing is using that power of the imagination and focus on our dreams. Focus on the things you want, not on the things you don't want. But most people focus on the things they don't want to happen. And that's in fear.
Well, and also is to make sure that our cells are happy, healthy cells, and that they keep firing. You know, I've heard this from time to time that as we add years to our life and life to our years, we're like a dimmer switch, and we get dimmer and dimmer. And I added, and sometimes I feel like we get dumber and dumber because we're just losing the capacity to be youthful and healthful. But that too is a choice. So we want to help share our choices that we've chosen for us and our family, and are coming here Mondays live at 5 to share all that with you. So we're going to take a break. My husband's going to go on the set B and get ready to come back and do some exercises, and you too can follow right along. We'll be right back after this.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Hi, I'm Derek Brooks, former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During my NFL career, I realized the importance of giving back and started my foundation, Derek Brooks Charities. We help Tampa Bay youth prepare for a successful life through our college prep and mentoring programs. Our goal is to see youth excel academically and develop strong characters and be better citizens for tomorrow. To further our mission, we've teamed up with Fun Night, a company that gives members access to thousands of nationwide discounts on products and services they buy every day. These include entertainment, retail purchases, dining, and travel. Best of all, 33% of every membership fee goes to the charity of your choice. We love being able to save our supporters money while giving them a unique opportunity to support our charitable work in the community. I invite you to consider using Fun Night to save money and give back to your favorite cause. Visit www.funnight.us to sign up now and get a free 30-day trial. Save money, help others with Fun Night, and support Derek Brooks Charities.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today. This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
The environment here is really kid-friendly, family-friendly. The parents are welcome to watch.
It's definitely been a different atmosphere since Dr. Becerra has come on. It's very inviting and welcoming, and the children just enjoy coming here all around.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Mortgages don't need to be complicated. At Norcom, we're here to guide you through the process. By following our tried and true path to success, we make homes happen. To get started, give us a call or apply online. A trusted mortgage consultant will reach out to you to find out what your goals are. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, we are dedicated to helping you achieve your goals. At Norcom, we'll provide a best-in-class customer experience. Once a plan is established, your mortgage consultant will analyze your income, assets, and credit profile in order to customize a plan for you. If you're planning on moving in the next few years, we might suggest an adjustable rate mortgage to be the best option for you. If you're a veteran, we'll get you started on a VA loan with 0% down. And if you're thinking long-term, a 30-year fixed loan might be your best fit. Our professionals are up to date on market trends and will help you make the best decision in choosing your rate. After we've found the program that's best for you, we'll then need to collect some information, including pay stubs, bank statements, and tax forms. Our underwriting team steers a loan through the approval process to verify that all the information you've provided is correct. As the underwriting process is taking place, an appraisal is ordered to determine the value of your home. A professional, local appraiser specializing in your area will determine the home's value. The last leg of this journey is closing your loan. While taking care of any last-minute details, our closing team will work on scheduling your closing date and location. It's that simple. Thank you for taking some time to walk through the mortgage path with us. Remember, we're always here to answer any questions you may have. It may seem intimidating, but here at Norcom Mortgage, we make homes happen.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Prime Time. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marville Kelly, and we are here with Dennis Kelly, who's my co-host and husband, standing by getting ready to actually talk about the art of Qigong. We were talking about some of the sad things about stress and how to de-stress and what can happen to the body when you don't take time for yourself and learn a few simple little exercises. So I'm going to toss over to my husband, and he is going to show you and explain a little bit of the history of Qigong and some of the things that he's done to make it a little bit different and Americanize this ancient art. So I'm going to toss right over to you, my dear.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Qigong. Before we get started, I want to give you a little brief history of how Qigong was created and why. Because I think it's so really interesting that a group of monks many centuries ago, around 475 AD, decided that just sitting and meditating was not really doing the job they wanted to. They could really produce a great attitude of the mind and the emotion, but their bodies were weak and frail. So one of the monks, called Ma Dao's, decided that he was going to put together a series of exercises that they could not only meditate and get the benefits of meditating, but could also develop strong and healthy bodies. And what was so amazing, after doing these exercises that were so simple and so practical that it doesn't even make common sense why they're so, what is the reason that they're so effective and so beneficial. In a few short years, the monks that practiced the Qigong, by the way, in English that means cultivating energy, ended up being the most physically, mentally, and emotionally fit people in all of Asia. So then, of course, years later, Tai Chi came from Qigong as a defense mechanism. But we're going to stick with Qigong today because of all the exercises on the planet. The one that, in my opinion, and opinions of many other, Dr. Oz and many other famous people that are in a higher pay grade than I am, is basically that the greatest exercise for reducing stress, and stress the number one killer, obviously, if you can pick up something that's going to be more effective with stress than any other exercise, that's the one to pick, and that's Qigong. Now what I'm going to demonstrate today is what we call the 6 quick fixes. Each of these movements we're taking from different styles of Qigong. I cherry-picked over 6 different types of Qigong, these movements, because each had a dynamic effect on a benefit. Now they all help stress, they all help, and there's an overlapping of benefits that come from these 6 movements, but each one has its special characteristic and they're so simple. One of the key things about Qigong is you want to keep your fingers apart just like your hands were like claws. Think of that. And you want to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And the exhale should take a little bit longer than the inhale. As you'll notice when you do it with me, I'll make it easy because all you have to do is follow me, and it's that simple. And then, of course, the key thing is using the power of the imagination. That is one of the hardest things for people in the West to grasp, is when we're doing an exercise, beside doing the deep breathing, using that power of the imagination. And it's so powerful. In fact, when Professor Einstein was on his deathbed, the reporters came with their notepads and wanted some information about Professor Einstein. Was their question. What is the strongest force in the universe? Is it E equals mc squared, which is the formula for atomic energy? And he said, no, it's not. And then they were ready to write down. Boy, they were excited. They were going to get this new amazing power. He says, the most powerful force in the universe is the power of the imagination. Without the imagination, I wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be there wherever you are. So now, welcome to, like I mentioned, the wonderful world of Qigong. Now, the first movement that we're going to do is called the 5-element warm-up. This movement is designed to reduce stress, cortisol, which is the death hormone, down to 0, and produce a whole set of hormones called catecholamines. The bad ones are the glucocorticoids. The good ones are the catecholamines. So we're going to produce a lot of those wonderful hormones like oxytocin, dopamine, atrial peptide, and so on. And like I mentioned, the first movement is the 5-element warm-up, one of the most powerful movements in Qigong. So we start off with our hands at our side, relaxing, flexing your knees slightly, call upon a caring, loving thought, something that happened in the past that makes you feel really good when you think about it. Because one of the first and most important parts of Qigong is focusing, being able to get out of thinking around you and stand inside you. First movement, just follow me, facing me with your feet shoulders width apart, relaxing the shoulders. Here we go. Inhale through the nose, like think of smelling the flowers. Now slowly exhale through the mouth. Pucker up like you're giving someone a kiss. Then when we get down to our waist, turn the hands over, pull up as we inhale, filling up the lungs as much as you can without being uncomfortable. Then exhale as we let it out, reaching out. Then inhale as we bring it alongside the temples. Exhale as we push outward. Inhale as we bring it into the chest. Then exhale as we reach up. Now imagine you're reaching up to the furthest star at the end of the universe. Bring that wonderful energy as we exhale all the way down, feeling totally relaxed, at ease. Now remember, we have about 150 trillion cells in our body, and each cell is a little you inside each cell, just like the DNA is a little carbon copy of you. And every time you do these movements, picture the cells with happy, smiley faces. This is where the imagination works so many wonderful aspects of health and fitness. From a cellular level, picture the cells being relaxed, at ease, free from disease. So let's do another set of the movements of the 5-element warm-up. Here we go. Inhale through the nose. Now very slowly exhale through the mouth. When you get your words, turn the hands over, pull up as we inhale. Exhale as we reach out, keep your head looking straight forward. Then inhale as we bring it back to the temples. Exhale as we push out. Inhale as we bring it into the chest. Exhale as we reach up to the furthest star. And then inhale, inhale. When we get to our shoulders, exhale, 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 all the way down. Now, one of the reasons that breathing deeply is one of the most important things you do, even more important in some ways than what you eat as far as being healthy, is when we breathe deeply in through the nose, we release a gas called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is nature's greatest anti-aging gas, and it's cheap. It doesn't cost you anything. And the sad part about it, nitric oxide is a short-lived gas. However, if you do these Qigong movements, you fill up the body with a lot of wonderful nitric oxide, which dilates the vessels, helps prevent a heart attack or stroke. And then throughout the day, a couple times a day, just do several deep breaths. Inhale to the count of 5 through the nose, exhale to the count of 7 through the mouth. Do that 10 times, several times a day. When you wake up in the morning, between 1 and 4 in the afternoon, or if you get super stressed out, whatever happens, it might be something that you didn't count on, then do your deep breathing and right before you go to bed. That way you keep that nitric oxide in the system, and everything, the good that we create, what we're doing now, then is brought through the rest of the day and the early part of the evening. Okay, the next movement we're going to do is called Bring the Lotus to the Temple. This one is designed to get the cells firing at a high spark, I call it. It's like when your cells are at a bright light. Think of the cells having little cell factories in it called mitochondria. And when those mitochondria are bright, putting a good, I call it high voltage in the cell, then the cells are working really wonders. They're processing the nutritions, they're repairing themselves properly, they're releasing glutathione, which is nature's greatest antioxidant. So many wonderful things are happening when the cell is bright, firing a bright light. But when the light gets dimmer, as we age, it gets dimmer, then our energy levels lower and lower and lower. And when the energy level's low, the cell can't repair itself. So there's a whole cascade of things that happen. Now, this particular move called Bring the Lotus to the Temple is such a wonderful way of getting those cells to fire at a higher rate. It's like the difference between a candle and a blowtorch. And at first, you may not feel any great changes, but after doing this exercise for several weeks and several months, all of a sudden you realize you're transforming your body into a whole different body. Because every single cell in a year from now is replaced by other cells, so it's not even the same you. It's when that cell splits itself that it leaves the sickness behind in the memories, and it brings in a new thought, a new whole ball game as far as health. So this one, we put our feet a little bit more than shoulders width, put your toes pointed towards the corner, and the lotus grows on top of the water. So we want to, when we go down, we want to do a little squat rather than a bend over. And the key thing is now imagine that this flower has potential, has wonderful healing powers, wonderful healing potential. Now, over in Asia, they believe that the flower has healing properties. But now, actually, we're discovering it's not the flower that has the healing properties, it's the imagination of the flower. The flower just gives you sort of like the catalyst to really focus that energy, that healing energy, and then our body does the rest. So follow me. We're going to pick up, we inhale as we go down, we pick up the beautiful lotus, feel the power of the flower in the hands, use that imagination. Inhaling. Now we're going to exhale as we let it out, touching the 2 pinky fingers, creating a circuit of biological energy, which we know for a fact. Then inhale as we open up, focusing all your attention on the palms. Then exhale as we push out. Now you want to push out real tight. Curl your thumbs so this is tight like a drum. And then we want to relax as we come up and form the arch above our head. And then exhale as we come down to pick up the beautiful lotus. So this is a squat, like I said, not a bend over. And it grows on top of the water so we don't have to go down too far. All right, now let's do that again. Inhale as we go down, pick up the beautiful lotus, continue inhaling. Exhale as we let it out, touching the 2 pinky fingers. Inhale as we open up, focus on the palms. Exhale as we push out really tight and hold that for a little bit. Then inhale as we form the arch. Exhale as we pick up the lotus. Now we're going to bring it up above the head again. Inhale. Inhale, and now slowly exhale. As the hands come down, picture every single cell with happy, smiley faces. Remember, that's a direct replica of you, and picture you inside that cell being very happy. That power of suggestion has such a powerful meaning to it. Let's do that again. Inhale, pick up the beautiful lotus, continue inhaling. Exhale, as we let it out, touching the little pinky fingers. That creates a circuit, a good powerful circuit of good traveling energy. And then exhale as we push out. Inhale as we go above our head. Exhale as we pick up the beautiful lotus again, using that imagination. Inhale, inhale, up above the head. Now picture all those cells feeling totally relaxed, at ease, free from disease. That is the power of bring the lotus to the temple. This is what gets the cells generating a hot spark. The little mitochondria are firing at extra voltage. Now think about it that way. Okay, the next one, excuse me, is called centering. This is a really simple exercise in Qigong that has so many wonderful benefits. They all do, but this one is so easy, and the biggest benefit that this one gives you is ability to focus and concentrate. And like I mentioned earlier, that if you can't focus and concentrate, nothing worthwhile can happen. Every great invention, every great goal that's made has been someone that was able to focus and concentrate. So this next exercise develops that ability, just like when we were a kid, to focus and use that wonderful imagination. All right, we start with our hands at our side, which is the starting position of every single movement. And starting with your, if you're facing me, which you would be unless you're facing a mirror, starting with your left hand, inhale as we come up, above the head. Now slowly exhale as that hand comes down, focus on that hand. Now the key thing is, and this takes practice, try not to have any internal dialogue, no mind chatter whatsoever. Just focus on the hand all the way down. And even though you're looking straight forward, try to keep that hand in your peripheral vision. That's so important. And after a series of practicing, I'd say after a couple of weeks, a couple of months, you'll be able to do this without any mind chatter whatsoever. And by being able to accomplish that, you're about 0.5% of the total population of the world being able to do that. All right, here we go with the right hand. Inhale, up above the head. Now slowly exhale, focusing on hand and try to become the hand. Think of nothing else but the hand. Try not to have any internal dialogue. Now we'll do a couple in silence so you can really focus. Good. Now when you really get good at this, all of a sudden you'll be starting to produce a lot of qi. The hand will start shaking and you'll see, what's going on with my hand? That is the qi flowing through the hand. Wherever the mind goes, qi goes. Wherever qi goes, blood goes. Wherever blood goes, oxygen goes. And wherever oxygen goes, healing goes. So smell the flowers. Slowly blow out the candles. One candle at a time. This is called centering. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Good. Now the next one is called the press. This is develop upper body strength, also flexibility in the neck and the shoulders, because this is where we carry most of our stress. This one is also good for migraine headaches. It doesn't help much with a sinus headache much, I should say. It helps more with a migraine because migraines come from tension here, tension in the neck. Also, by releasing that tension and becoming more flexible with the upper body, you get more blood to the brain because tension restricts these arteries in the neck and now allowing blood to get to the brain. So this not only helps improve strength in the upper body, but also it helps improve our thoughts. Our better decisions are made when we have more energy in the brain, when we have more oxygen in the brain. So follow me, fold your fingers like this, palms facing upward. Inhale as we come up, till you can't come up any higher, turn the palms over. Exhale as you go down as far as you can handle it. And we'll hold that for about 10 seconds. Now the best results are if you can exhale for the full 10 seconds, that's best. If not, then the next best thing is holding your breath. Now we're ready to inhale as we come up. And again, picture every single cell, all 150 trillion of the little guys and gals, feeling totally relaxed, at ease, free from disease. Let's do a couple more. Smell the flowers. Inhale, fill the lungs up as much as you can comfortably. Slowly exhale on the way down. And holding that around 10 seconds and exhaling if we can. Good. Now let's inhale as we come up and slowly exhale as we descend. And that is called the press. The next one, number 5, is called the wave. This one is designed, I call this one the universal dance. This is designed to learn to control the body. Because once you learn to control the body, it's so much easier to control the mind. So I always say get physical. And this one is really good as really being able to feel the energy in the air and be able to produce a body that you can control. And it helps with balance, and it helps with also putting good hormones in the body. So I want you again to start with your left hand. Here we go. Inhale, bring it right to the top of our head without touching our head. Then slowly exhale as we let it come down naturally. And then start inhaling as we come up. And then exhale as we let it flow down. So smell the flowers. Slowly blow out the candles. Remember, 1 candle at a time. Inhale through the nose, and you want to also keep that hand in your peripheral vision, just like centering. Keep that hand as much as you can. Improving the peripheral vision physically improves it emotionally then also. You become more aware of things. And again, inhale through the nose. Slowly exhale through the mouth. Think of scooping up the earth and send it right up into the heavens. There you go with the press. With the wave, excuse me, with the wave. Next one now, number 6, is moving the chi. This one is quite fascinating because here we work on the internal organs. In other words, I like to call this one the internal gymnastics or the internal massage. The right hand starts by the throat and left hand about an inch below the belly button. But I want you to think of each hand being like a scanner. One hand basically, by the way, is positive energy. The other hand is negative energy. So I want you to think of scanning, think of the hands as scanners, scanning the internal body, looking for things that might need fixing. And in a lot of cases we know from experience that fixing actually occurs, unbeknown to the individual. So it's not so much what you gain, what you get out of this, it's what you don't get. The negative things. So the right hand by the throat, left hand an inch below the belly button. Remember, the bottom hand always comes up on the inside. All right, and follow me. We'll have a little pause after each inhale and after each exhale. Inhale through the nose with a little pause. Remember, we're scanning internally. Exhale through the mouth. Little pause. Inhale through the nose. Little pause. Exhale through the mouth. And also you can picture a bright, hot, warm light entering the body from the hands, attaching itself to all the organs, and making those organs function even better than they are. The power of the imagination is way beyond what you can imagine. Just follow me. Picture the hands being scanners. Picture every organ inside receiving a wonderful energy. And there you have it. And then we always end the sequence of movements with what we call our martial art bow. In the Tai Chi world, it's bring the left foot to the right, put out your left hand, curl your left thumb, make a fist with the right hand, strength or power, put the fist in the palm, and our gentle bow. And thank you so much. We're going to take a break right now, and I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I enjoyed presenting it.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Hi, I'm Derek Brooks, former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During my NFL career, I realized the importance of giving back and started my foundation, Derek Brooks Charities. We help Tampa Bay youth prepare for a successful life through our college prep and mentoring programs. Our goal is to see youth excel academically and develop strong characters and be better citizens for tomorrow. To further our mission, we've teamed up with Fun Night, a company that gives members access to thousands of nationwide discounts on products and services they buy every day. These include entertainment, retail purchases, dining, and travel. Best of all, 33% of every membership fee goes to the charity of your choice. We love being able to save our supporters money while giving them a unique opportunity to support our charitable work in the community. I invite you to consider using Fun Night to save money and give back to your favorite cause. Visit www.funnight.us to sign up now and get a free 30-day trial. Save money, help others with Fun Night, and support Derek Brooks Charities.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today. This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
The environment here is really kid-friendly, family-friendly. The parents are welcome to watch.
It's definitely been a different atmosphere since Dr. Becerra has come on. It's very inviting and welcoming. The children just enjoy coming here all around.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Mortgages don't need to be complicated. At Norcom, we're here to guide you through the process. By following our tried and true path to success, we make homes happen. To get started, give us a call or apply online. A trusted mortgage consultant will reach out to you to find out what your goals are. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, we are dedicated to helping you achieve your goals. At Norcom, we'll provide a best-in-class customer experience. Once a plan is established, your mortgage consultant will analyze your income, assets, and credit profile in order to customize a plan for you. If you're planning on moving in the next few years, we might suggest an adjustable rate mortgage to be the best option for you. If you're a veteran, we'll get you started on a VA loan with 0% down. And if you're thinking long-term, a 30-year fixed loan might be your best fit. Our professionals are up to date on market trends and will help you make the best decision in choosing your rate. After we've found the program that's best for you, we'll then need to collect some information, including pay stubs, bank statements, and tax forms. Our underwriting team steers a loan through the approval process to verify that all the information you've provided is correct. As the underwriting process is taking place, an appraisal is ordered to determine the value of your home. A professional, local appraiser specializing in your area will determine the home's value. The last leg of this journey is closing your loan. While taking care of any last-minute details, our closing team will work on scheduling your closing date and location. It's that simple. Thank you for taking some time to walk through the mortgage path with us. Remember, we're always here to answer any questions you may have. It may seem intimidating, but here at Norcom Mortgage, we make homes happen.
And welcome back, everyone, to Prime Time. I'm Barbara Marvel Kelly, and with me is Dennis Kelly. Thank you for that nice little relaxing. I'm all so relaxed now.
Well, I got a lot out of it myself.
I know.
Oh, yeah. I love doing that.
But you know what I love about it, too, is you explain what you were doing, why you were doing it, how it's beneficial and everything. And those exercises, actually, my husband, who is a Grandmaster in Tai Chi and Qigong, he actually Americanized a lot of these ancient exercises to accommodate us Americans, because we want to learn fast, but we don't want to take away the integrity of the ancient art.
Well, you know, people are always coming up to me. In fact, when I was competing just a couple of years ago in my 70s, people come up and say, what is your secret? How do you compete at your age at a level, at a world-class level? I mean, it just seems impossible that you're able to do this. And I tell them the truth, but most people don't believe me.
I know.
I say it's taken in 60 to 70% of my training is the slow movements of Tai Chi and Qigong combined. Being able to energize your body, the Qi, then you can compete at a world-class level no matter what age. I believe in my 80s, if I wanted to compete, I could, because I understand the rules of nature. It's getting the body to be fortified with nitric oxide, oxygen, eating halfway decent, having a wonderful companion, thinking great, and things like that. That is why you just don't age like everybody else. And it's hard for people to believe that I do accomplish what I've accomplished without doing hard exercising constantly.
It's true.
60, 70, 80%, depending upon if I'm getting ready for a tournament, has to do with doing Qigong and Tai Chi. Then the other 20 or 30% is the hard stuff, the kicking, the punching, the sparring. And that way the body doesn't deteriorate. So many of my friends that I competed with in the 70s and 80s, they had knee replacement, hip replacement, they can't compete anymore, they can't practice the martial arts, they can't even do some of the menial things like playing golf and enjoying themselves. So I tell you out there, it's so important to realize that the best exercise in the world is an exercise that can actually train the body to produce good hormones like Qigong and Tai Chi.
And I absolutely second that, third that, amen, and an amen to that, because I don't know where I would be after all these years and not using this particular ancient art. I mean, it really does help you center, it helps you relax, helps to put those good hormones into the body, and goodness knows we really need that today. So I hope you enjoyed that segment, and now I have a very special surprise for you. How would you like to be taught by the Grandmaster? Well, you just might be able to do that, because we're in the process of working that out with our extraordinary producer to actually be teaching online. That's right, possibly in this time slot, and I'm going to actually put it out there to you because I understand we have quite a few viewers shopping with us here for Tai Chi and Qigong and trying to see, well, is that something we want to do or is that not? You know how people are always shopping for everything
we
out
just
there.
scratch the surface. There's so much more to each of the moves. Each move has a story. Each move has phenomenal benefits. I just scratched the surface on that.
Just an eensy-teensy little bit, that's for sure. But the one thing that's different about your teaching is the fact that you give so many features and benefits and teach you how these different forms can actually help you in your everyday living. I mean, just being able to know how to move, doing some of the exercises so that you can actually see your peripheral vision, even in driving or catching something that falls from the cupboard and you catch right in your head. You'd be surprised on learning just a simple bow stance, how it can prevent you from falling. And goodness knows, we know what happens to us if we take a bad fall and end up in the hospital, and you know the rest of the story there. So if you would like to see a class online, feel free to write us. Either myself or my husband. I'm Barbara Marvel at AOL.com. My husband is Kelly Dennis at AOL.com. And you can always contact us through Primetime TV Show as well. And it would be our pleasure to teach all around the world, actually, because we're global here.
That's my goal.
That's right, all around the world. And we're also going to be bringing in a very special segment on the law of attraction, because every time I sit in this chair, whether I'm doing our show with you or I'm hosting mychambertv.com, I'm always remembering back many years ago when I set my intentions, you set your intentions for us to have our own TV show. It's taken a little while, but here we are. Thanks to John Gaston, our producer extraordinaire, and Tampa Bay Multimedia. I have to give a big kudos to John. And you know what? You too can have your own TV show. Just contact Tampa Bay Multimedia and go through WeBeam TV, because that's what we're doing right here and now. It looks like it's time for us to say goodbye, but only temporarily. And we're going to be back next week
I'm looking forward to it.
And we just might do another little segment. So I will be on Facebook and be sharing the word. And if you are interested, make sure you let us know if you would like to see classes that are actually done online. They will not cost you an arm and a leg, that's for sure. We'll make it affordable for everybody because we are on a mission to help each and every one of you live the best prime time anytime. There's no age limit on that. After all, isn't age just a number?
It's just a state of mind.
So we're glad that you joined us here today. So have a great week, and we'll see you next Monday live at 5. And many blessings to you. Thank you so much for joining us.